Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Very excited for today's beer, as I always am. It's a continuation of No Hype, No Buy, November. I put it out there, if you want to see me review a beer that you see behind me, let me know. I will pull it out. And I have four more, including this one, so trying to get them done before the end of the month, but we'll see. I have so many beers to do, first world problems. So this request came from Matt from Massive Beer Reviews. And it's so awesome to do this because it does force you to actually drink some beers you've been aging. I've had this one since 2013, so it's 6 years old. It's from North Coast. It's their Old Stock Ale, Cellar Reserve, and this one was aged in bourbon barrels, actually. It's a 500 milliliter, and it is, somewhere it says the ABV, 14.1% ABV. Old Stock Cellar Reserve is a small batch, limited release that has been aged in bourbon barrels. The aging process gives this world-class beer an added layer of complexity, a memorable drink that should be enjoyed as a completely unique offering. Ideally to serve at 60 degrees, it is 62 degrees in my cellar where I had this sitting, so pretty close to what they recommend. We see a cage and a cork. It's coming off. There we go. Nothing crazy yet. Alright. Using a Thomas Hardy glass because it's another beer that Matt and I both really like, so it seemed appropriate. I didn't twirl the glass. If there's sediment, I didn't try, or the bottle, I didn't try to, unearth anything. Well, I can already get the aroma. Holy cow. It's got a little bit of a ruby red to it, but it's very much like a cola brown with red mixed together, maybe half a pinky a head. It doesn't have much of a head at all. Somewhere between white and khaki. I don't know what color to call what little bit is there. In the center, there's barely any head at all. You can just see the liquid, but sticking to the glass for what you guys can probably see is, not much. It definitely looks like, an old ale, barley wine, quad-ish, kind of all these things are different but similar. But looks the part. See about the aroma. I'm thinking, 6 years, everything should be melded, pretty well together. That's stupid. That smells so good. Man, that's everything I want. Oh, that is everything I want in this beer. You get the bourbon for sure. Huge vanilla from it, or vanillin. It's so pleasant, mixing with the dried fruits, the rum-soaked raisins, and that's probably a combination of the alcohol in the beer and that bourbon. Almost like Christmassy spices that aren't there, but you kind of perceive them even if they're not actually there. That molasses, the brown bread, a little bit of rye, like that whole family of things are there. A little bit of coconut, which is really pleasant in there. I'm going to assume from the barrel, but wow, really working well. Burnt sugars, it just really, it's everything I would want out of this aroma. It's got me really excited for the taste. Only one way to find out. Cheers. That has aged very well. That's nice. So, like I was saying, with 6 years, I figured everything would meld together. That has happened. No off flavors, no weird offshoots of anything. You get all of the tastes, and they just work together so well. Things that are similar to the aroma are the same as the aroma. I get some of that bourbon, so you get a little bit of that spirit specifically from the barrel. You get some of that vanillin, a little bit of the coconut, probably less than I got in the aroma even. But I'll see if I can find some more of it in another sip or two. The dried fruits are there. It's sweet without being overly sweet, that molasses thing. There's a burnt sugar, but again, it's not sweet enough to really be conjuring up full on, caramel, toffee, whatever. But oops, geez, this is just gonna keep sticking apparently. There's a little bit of prickliness, and I don't think that's from carbonation. I don't know what would be doing it, but it's really pleasant. Maybe it's still some residual hops to help balance out the sweetness because, and again, this has moments of being sweet, but it's not overly sweet. And maybe that prickly could be a little bit of like a hop thing cutting through the sweetness there, but it's super pleasant. And I always say rum soaked raisins, but like, well, I mean, I guess I could get a couple notes of rum, but it really does come across as a whiskey bourbon kind of a thing. For the alcohol, a little bit of warmth, tiny bit on the taste, but in the most pleasant way possible, really working with the beer, not like detracting, not like, sometimes you have a beer and it's like, oh, that part tastes straight like ethanol alcohol. That's not what I mean at all with this. Works so well. Wow, this is a good beer. If I can get anything else specifically, words are hard. A little bit more coconut than I was thinking originally, especially now. A little bit of baker's chocolate in the finish too that I didn't get in the aroma or the taste till now, but yeah, more in the finish, which is nice. With those dried fruits I mentioned a few times, and I get this in quads, and I quite like it in a quad, and I'm getting it very faintly here, is some grape juice, but it really is dried raisin kind of a thing, more fig, that sort of a thing, not, a fresh fruit, compressed into making juice or something, but there's a little bit of a grape juice quality. I think it's clear that I'm really loving this beer. It's 7:30 p.m. on a Sunday. I have a bunch of TV shows I want to watch tonight, and I'm looking forward to sipping this for the rest of the evening. Thanks again for recommending it or requesting it, Matt. Really good call. He wanted either this one or one of the brown sugars. I might do one of those around Christmas time anyway, so maybe you'll see one of those and get lucky. But yeah, thanks. That was an awesome request. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram on Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.